So I watched this. It's on Amazon Prime. I actually saw this like, gosh, before I went on vacation here. I was meaning to do a thing about this. I might even have one ready to go, but I saw this on the side because I recently viewed it, so I'm like, oh yeah, I should probably do this. So this movie is based on a true story, and I remember hearing about this back in the day. So this has actually happened. So this guy or Channing Tatum here, he plays this like bank robber, but he's like robbing McDonald's and he's just robbing all over the place. So the police finally had enough and they like, put him on the most wanted thing and they're trying to get him and all this. So he goes and hides out in this Toys R Us in this hidden area thing. And this is a true story. You can look this up. This I remember seeing this on the news and laughing, and I'm like, how in the fuck did this guy do this for so long? So they show him living in there, and then he starts taking the what do you call it, like the baby cams, like where the mothers can watch the baby on like with their phone or whatever. So he puts those in there, and he puts them in the employees only area and then the bosses area. So he's watching the people in there. So in case they figure it out or they call the police or something, he's gonna know because he can see it in there. And then they have one of the employees is I think her name's Kirsten Dunst. She played Mary Jane in the first Spider-Mans, the good ones. Um and she's like this goody two shoes, and the midget guy from Game of Thrones is the guy who's running the Toys R Us. And she comes in there and she's like, "Oh, we should donate these toys for the kids and all this bullshit for Christmas." And he's just like, "Oh, fuck off, screw Christmas and all this." Just like, "Oh, but it's for charity. You can write off the taxes and all this stuff." And he's just a total prick to her. So she leaves the flyer in there for the church thing, and she's like hoping the guy will lighten up or whatever. So he throws it in the trash, and then they end their shift, whatever. And they shut down the store. So Channing Tatum jumps out, and he goes in there and gets the address for the church. So he goes and steals a bunch of Xbox games in the store and a bunch of bikes and stuff. And then he goes over to her and drops it off at the church. And then she sees him just dropping it off, and then she's like, "Oh, hey, you could bring it inside and all this stuff." And he's like, "No, I want." So she brings him inside. And she's like, "Oh, this guy, like, look at him. He's donating all these toys and all this stuff for the kids and all this stuff." And and then all the church people are like, "Oh, thank you. You're so great," and all this and blah blah blah. And he starts feeling kind of bad or whatever. But then he has to get back to the Toys R Us so that he doesn't want to be there when it opens up, whatever. So they most of the movie shows him living in the Toys R Us, man, and it's just wild. Like he's he's showering in the bathroom with the sink and stuff, and eating food in there, and it's hilarious. It's a lot of it's funny because the manager's like, "You employees need to stop eating the customer food, and somebody's stealing our food." So he thinks it's the employees, and he's like getting pissed off with them, and they're like, "We're not stealing any food and all this." He's like, "Well, then we're being robbed wholesale here by customers or something." And he's showing them the list of all the shit that they're missing. And then the police come and they're like searching the thing, and man, it's crazy. Like the guy's right there. The police are outside the wall, and you can hear them talking. They're like, "Well, there's nothing here. There's nothing we can do." And maybe you need to get better security cams and all this. So they get security cams in there, but he has the password, so he just keeps resetting he keeps erasing the footage and putting footage from this other day in there because he saw the guy's password typing it because he's got the camera. I mean, it's just it's wild, man. It's a wild show, but the end is sad. Like it's really cringe, and you're just like, ooh. All right, here I'll put spoilers so in case you want to watch it. All right, now I'm going to talk about some spoilers here at the end. So the show is it's a decent show, but the ending here, which I'm going to talk about, it was really cringe, man. It's just really like wow, like it's so Kristen Dunst invites Channing Tatum here, the robber guy, to her house, and she's like, "Oh, these are my daughters," and all this. So he starts giving them free toys from Toys R Us and all this, and the one daughter's is like, "Oh, this guy's a loser," and all this stuff, and blah blah blah, and being a bitch to him. And then he buys her a car, and then she like calms down. And then I don't remember how it got brought up again, but it was something on the news from what I have to watch it. Something on the news where they were like, "Oh, people are being robbed again," and they think it's him. And he wasn't actually him doing it because he's just been laying low. So they're like, "Have you seen this guy?" and all this. And then she recognizes that it's him. And then he like takes off and she's calling him and she's like, "Oh, is this you?" and all this. And it's like, "No, that's not me. What are you talking about?" and all this. And this is the other cringe thing. So he's got this associate guy. Oh, I don't know what you call him, he's like a guy that forges like fake documents and bullshit. So he gets this guy, he pays this guy 50,000 he stole it out of the Toys R Us, by the way, to pay this guy to get a fake passport and all this, and he's gonna set him up in can't remember if it was Venezuela or somewhere. So he's leaving, and then Kirsten Dunst is like, "Oh, are you gonna come to have I think it was Christmas time. You're gonna come have Christmas with us or whatever." And he's debating it, and he starts feeling bad, and he's like, "Well, I want to have this life with her and all this." And I'm like, "Oh, you stupid motherfucker, don't do it." And you're just like, and then they show him at the house, and then the SWAT team comes and takes the guy down, and then I couldn't believe it that she visited him in prison, and he just explains to her all this stuff, and it's just really cringe and sad, the ending. You're just like, boy, this guy is a stupid fuck. I mean, that dude set him up. He paid that guy 50 grand to fucking bail, and then he just decides to go back to Kirsten Dunst. And it was so obvious when I'm listening to the phone call with her, and on there, she's like, "Oh, I think you're awesome, and you could be a good role model, and blah, 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 and all this stuff." And just buttering him up, and then they show her in this police car crying like she knows what's gonna happen, and it's just sad. You're just like, wow, man. The whole thing is fucked up. But this actually really happened. There was a dude that escaped the police by living in a Toys R Us in a secret area thing. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.